me why your 30s are better than your 20s.
I have my own bicycle that I don't have to share.
Tell me what are better than your 20s.
I have my own bicycle that I don't have to share.
Your 30s are better than your 20s.
I have my own bicycle that I don't have to share.
Tell me why your 30s are better than your 20s.
I have my own bicycle that I don't have to share.
Tell me why your 30s are better.
Bicycle that I don't have to share.
Tell me why your 30s.
Who is busted?
God busted. Look at y'all. Got y'all. Eating freaking chicken wings. Both of y'all. What is going on? Dylan, Bella, and chicken wings. Y'all bad.
Busted.
Oh my God. I can't believe that the British monarch is racist. Since when? Well, they did do that stuff in Africa, dehumanize them, and there was the slave trade, and there was that stuff they did in Asia, and hold the fuck up. These mother... No. Oh my God. I can't believe that the British monarch is racist. Since when? Well, they did do that stuff in Africa, dehumanize them, and there was the slave trade, and there was that stuff they did in Asia, and hold the fuck up. These mother... No. Oh my God. I can't...
So you have chosen to enter this cave despite my many warnings. Very well. Though go on with caution, for my Mickey Mouse decorative plate collection is on the left once you enter.
Hi, my name's Katie. An interesting fact about me is that I can name all the members of the Beatles in less than 2 minutes. We've got Paula Cartley, A Ring of Stars, Jorb. Hi, my name's Katie. An interesting
What the?
Hello, sorry I was late.
Hey, no problem.
How's it going?
Odd Rosenthal's, is that Tom or?
No, that is Dave, but it's also
Oh,
he shares an email address with the he has 6 siblings, I think, or no, 4 brothers, and so 1, 3, and 5. So it might be Dave. It might be one of the brothers he shares an email address with. It's probably
Gotcha.
here now, though.
okay.
We can let him in and kick him out if somebody else.
Do you want me to try? Should I let him in?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll be the bad guy and kick him out if it's somebody else.
right.
It's better be Dave, not one of his rascally brothers. We'll kick you back out if it. There we go.
Oh, it's Dave. Okay,
Dave.
cool.
Awesome.
I have Gaggle brothers, thank you.
I was trying to explain to Will the Odd Rosenthal's was, and I said it's probably Dave, but it might be one of his brothers.
Well, actually, there are 5 Rosenthal boys. I'm the youngest.
All this.
And the only people who use this are me, the middle brother, and the oldest. So we are the odd Rosenthal.
From the start.
Julian, when this is over, could you download the video like last time?
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna upload them tonight.
Sounds good. Hello, Caroline.
Hey,
Okay, so I will download the video, and I'm realizing now, Will, that I never really updated on. I talked to the players about the backgrounds when there were only a few. I forgot to talk to them about it last time, but I did talk to everyone about how we're going to mute the audience immediately upon coming in and say if they want to laugh, they can unmute, but they better mute back up again. That's what we landed on, right?
yeah.
Cool.
Right.
But I also think, Dave, you can't do a background, right, on your computer? I know
No.
there are people, I don't think I can right now either. 'Cause
I don't think I can.
I have an old computer. I'm embarrassed to say. I'm not embarrassed to say I got a haircut. Thanks for noticing.
I
But
was gonna say something. I haven't been at rehearsal the past couple weeks, so I don't know if it was new.
that's fair. It is new.
It's nice.
Thank you. A little bit of an undercut in the back so that I can put it all up.
Is it a lob, like a long bob?
Guess it's a lot. I don't know. What would you? Is it a lot?
I think it is.
Yeah.
If it's like a little shorter in the back and goes a little longer in the front,
Yeah.
that's a lob.
But Alex, my barber slash friend from middle school, but he is a barber for real. So he's just so happens I got lucky. He said he kept it all the same length. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, we're waiting on quite a bunch of people, but everyone said they'd be here. I'm gonna pull up the lineup. Hey, we got Max. Excellent.
Hey, Julie.
Hi, Max. You know, last week I was running in Bethesda a couple times, and I was like, "Am I gonna run into Max?" And I never did. But
Probably not. I know it's self-described tournament.
that's a good thing to be right now.
Yeah. Every other year it's pathological, but this year it's good.
Is my internet and audio okay?
Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you.
Hi, Caroline. Somehow you got real big on my screen.
My brother also doesn't like to socialize with people. And so this past year, he's like, I've been prepping for this my entire life. He's like, this is awesome.
That's my daughter and her husband. They were made for the coronavirus.
Yeah.
They couldn't be happier. They never leave their house, and they Zoom with friends like all the time from across the country. Or play online games.
Yeah.
I have a friend who claimed to, or like he thought he was a curmudgeon, and now he has discovered that he misses meeting new people, and that's nice for me. I learned a lot about him. He's a conservative economist for the American Enterprise Group, so it's
Oh,
a person that needs to understand the value of others in his life, and so it's helpful for me to teach him the lesson he's learning, I think. I guess he's an economist for a conservative think tank. He's not necessarily a conservative economist. Who knows? I don't know. You all are the DC people.
You have to give up some, if he's not conservative, he definitely had to give up some of his, self-worth values. I don't know the right word to work there.
Yeah. I have a lot of friends who work at think tanks, so he's my main introduction to that world, and so he'll always be like, "Yeah, it's just think tanks aren't really ideological." I think he lies to me about it.
I think think tanks are mostly ideological.
that is the point of them. Yeah,
That's why they're there.
They produce
They all
propaganda
are.
for what? They lobby and they produce propaganda. I mean,
That's right.
this is what it is.
But he's like, "But I co-authored something with someone from Brookings, so."
Well, good for him. I don't know.
I mean, there are better and there are worse ones. It's not all the same.
Don't worry, I give him plenty of shit. I told him I bought $20 of Bitcoin, and I think he had a heart attack. So that was
Nice. Oh, tell him you're jumping on Wall Street stock and riding that wave, man.
He is short selling. That's what screwed him up.
Who's short selling?
I'm squeezing the market.
That's right.
No, I was talking about trying to.
As long as you ask for consent.
Over the age of 18, over the age of 16 in DC and consent.
That's wonderful. What a
I don't think you need to ask for it under 16 because it's just illegal.
I just want you to know where the line is. That's it.
Dave, your opinions I occasionally spout off as my lawyer says. My lawyer. I love it.
Will is
That's
contemplating
funny.
selling the theater with somebody on the phone right now.
What? Oh,
Doesn't it look like Will is selling the theater?
we should enable screen sharing.
Oh, great. I'm gonna drop that in the chat because I'm actually not host right now. Max, are you ready to open?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Excellent. Caroline, I put you smack dab in the middle because I didn't know what you said.
Perfect.
That felt
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to be 7 minutes though.
Cool.
For-
Hey, do I light you guys properly? Do you feel like you always know when the
I think so because you're usually talking enough that your screen is always there. You know what I mean? Like by talking for the first 5 minutes, you by default will always be one of the screens that I see.
Right, got it.
I'm adding a musical element tonight, so I need to do a quick sound check.
Ooh, exciting.
Because, well, I should turn on the speaker first. That's the thing we can do now.
Okay, so I'm going to, where am I?
Oh, fucking hell.
Have we turned on? Oh, okay.
It should be enabled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops, sorry. I was trying to. Right now it says only host can share screen, and I wanted Paul to be able to.
I think I could, if anyone could try now, it should say multiple
Yeah, I
participants.
got it.
Let me try. Oh, you can do it?
Yeah, I can do it.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So, can you hear me talk at the same time that like stuff is happening? You know. What's up? Oh, wait, Zoom just asked me, am I playing music?
Yes.
Give me a little.
Yeah, I think it does.
Set up professional audio and audio settings. No, I don't need that. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
The piano is a little quiet, but I can hear it.
That's cool because it can be turned up.
Can you play some higher notes? Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Awesome. Welcome, Meg. Who the hell? We got Max. We got Meg. We got Caroline, Dave, and Paul. Okay, so it's really just Tiffany. Tiffany should be here shortly.
And Simone.
Yeah, Simone has her class that she teaches.
Oh, that's right. She'll be here later on. You're right.
Yeah.
And there's Tiffany.
And there's Tiffany. Excellent. Caroline, are you okay? You just looked at that bottle at a slur.
It's kombucha and it looks like it has like a part of the SCOBY still in it or something.
That happens. It also naturally generates.
What's
if you
this?
eat
What's
kombucha,
SCOBY?
The symbiotic structure of bacteria and yeast
Sorry.
that is what develops kombucha.
I'm at Buckingham Palace waiting for the Queen to show up. We're going to discuss what color.
Vodka.
We're going to discuss what color my baby gonna be.
So,
You're gonna be light skinned?
Yeah, he gonna be light skinned. Stupid question it was for that, but we all know. I mean, it's not like 5 centuries of inbreeding doesn't need some color in it, right?
I would joke about
Yes,
5
but
centuries, it's longer than that.
longer than that. But I mean, come
You
on,
had
all
an
the
article.
overbites in that family
Hemophilia.
and hemophilia.
Paul, you're a little bit quiet. Can you talk? I just want to see whether I can hear you still.
Can you hear
I
me?
am shiny as a light bulb
Is
tonight.
Paul quiet for anyone else?
Can you hear me?
You are a little low.
Am I a little? I have no idea what to do about that. I don't.
Buy a microphone.
Project.
Like turn up mic volume. This is annoying.
Speak to the back of the auditorium.
Yeah. Zoom. Turn up mic volume. Turn up microphone. Screen settings,
Mic volume. I'm sorry.
Anyone else got any questions before the show starts?
What's the meaning of life?
Tiffany.
What-
Oh, I have
27.
to dip. I'm gonna have to dip, but
Okay.
that's it. That's not a question, it's a statement.
You
Cool.
feeling all right, girl?
Yeah, I have to get on another birthday Zoom for my grandma.
Happy birthday, Grandma.
I am.
Okay, here we go.
I don't have time for it right now, but I'm curious what kind of wonderful lady your grandma is.
I don't know. She's pretty old Arab lady.
How old is
Najwa.
old?
Wait, can I do a quick
Najwa, she's turning 83.
Oh,
I'm trying to think anything of note.
What was
She
that?
got
Paul?
married when she was in high school to her second cousin.
What?
Um,
Are you a royal?
I'm about to say she could be queen.
I was thinking that, and I didn't have the
I
guts to say it.
wish. You know what, guys? I wish I could tell you how it works in Saudi Arabia, but you know what? They left for a reason, so I don't know how it works in Saudi Arabia.
God bless you.
Can you hear me right now? Is
Yeah,
this
you sound way
Yeah.
better.
is this too loud? Because I
No, you're beautiful.
really okay. That's
Just
maxed
be
out.
careful if you're doing like your mom impression, like if you're gonna like triple what you're doing now, like just be mindful of that. But I think it'll be fine. Actually,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Don't get in your head.
Okay, cool.
Great. You want to start up some music and I'll
Yeah,
start that music with?
this
Will,
is
do you need anything else?
Am I shiny anymore? No, right?
You're much better.
People
You're
are about
Thank-
to come in, everybody. Put your game faces on. I'm going to make sure. I think they already have their volume muted. We'll see. Whatever. Nobody start
if
dancing.
volume is too loud. No problem with that.
It's all good. Welcome, 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 welcome. Oh man, we're so many admits, and damn, there's so many. Am I? Okay. I think we have everyone on here. Friends, if you are just joining us, that means you're here for the Laugh Index Theater House Comics Show. It's gonna be a good one. I don't know if you can, I know that you guys. I hope you can. I believe you can. But it's kind of energy that we're all gonna bring. People are, oh, I heard some moves. I don't know what that was, but thanks for bringing it up. If you're gonna unmute your mics, because we made sure that you were all muted when you came in. If you're gonna unmute your mics, just make sure to mute them again. If you want to laugh, you can laugh. Unmute. Then mute them again. Oh, fun! I'm on the spotlight. I was looking at the gallery. Now it's me. Big. Does anyone have any questions about any changes I've made recently? Yes, I did get a haircut. Thank you so much for asking. Wow, look at that. We got DJ Paul on the ones and twos. He knows exactly when to cut. He knew when to cut the music before, he recognized that I had transitioned into presenting and I didn't even realize it. But
I
heard
need a tone of voice.
certain tone of voice changes. Guys, I'm so happy to have you all here. I'm going to put it back on gallery view personally for myself so I can see all your wonderful little screens. Actually, I don't even know if I can do that. It doesn't matter. Of course I can. Of course I can. We're in Zoom. I can see all of you. We've been doing this for a long time. No. This is a wonderful, guys. Okay, what I'm trying to say is I'm in the middle of driving across the country right now. And I am in the middle at this moment. This morning, I was standing on Lake Erie, which has a lot of seagulls. And I was reminded that seagulls are basically the dogs of the bird world. Whenever you, this is my impression of a seagull. They bark, and when I hear it, you know how Pluto, there's Pluto in the animated world, and then there's Goofy, and you're like, Goofy walks and talks, Pluto's a dog, how are they the same? I see a seagull, and then I hear a beautiful bluebird song, and I'm like, how are these the same animal? Do we know what I'm talking about? This was my experience this morning. I had to share it with you. I just spent what you would call 5 weeks at home with my parents. I was 5 weeks under the same roof as my own parents. And a few things to say about it. These are raw thoughts. These are new thoughts. I knew there was an age difference between my mom and my dad. It's not one of the big gross ones, but it's a 7-year age difference. And I knew this. I've known this for my whole life, that my dad's a little older than my mom, but I only heard verbally yesterday, actually, I think I knew this, but that they met when my mom was 23 and my dad was 31. And now they still have fights as a marriage does, right? They're two people in their 60s. But now when I hear, like, my mom is planning to retire. She's talking about the different pensions she's going to pick. And my dad was like, I don't know, I think you're being a little reckless with that pension choice. And anything that comes up now, I'm like, well, that's what you get for fucking dating a 23-year-old. to my, I know that they are not 23 and 31 anymore. They're both in their 60s, but to some degree, my mom is still a 23-year-old that my dad shouldn't be fucking around with because what's he doing with his life, right? I'm glad he is because I'm here, but anytime he has a problem with what I did, I'm like, that's what you get for fucking around with a 23. She's still finding herself, man. What are you trying? I don't know. It's something that I'm still processing. There was a COVID when I was home. You can just give some claps, give some hands up or something if you've been in one of these situations. I mean, everyone I think has had. We want to know what. We'll get to my sweatshirt. We'll get to my sweatshirt in a second, Caroline. Thank you. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to ask questions, you just pop it into the chat. I'll let you know. It's a good shirt. Did I design it myself? I did. We'll get to it.
Of course you did.
I'm allowed to have designed it, and I'll tell you why. But again, in a second. What train of thought was I even on before? I was talking about you know what? The thing I was going to say, it is not a good joke. It's just a sort of half thought that I had. And you might be thinking, what are the other ones? And if you didn't like those ones, then trust me, this one wasn't going to be that great. There are so many comments on my appearance, and it's absolutely because I got a haircut. And I know I've got the chain. Looking like a Beastie Boy. So I'm in Chicago right now. What they say about Chicago, at least in LA, is that an LA 6 is a Chicago 10. I think that's about the math of it. And I saw a man who was walking by, and he was what I would call a Chicago 6, but he was dressed exactly how I dress myself. And I don't know if you've ever seen, we all have how we think we look when we pick out clothes, and then when you see it on somebody else, it just really drives home what it actually looks like. And it made me feel fine, I'm okay. I'll be okay with it. I'm in the middle of 4 or 5 trains of thought, but I want to say, driving through the middle of the country, you will have the faith in humanity over mask wearing. There's a bar that you cannot surpass in a large city like DC or LA or Chicago even. I was in rural Ohio, and a dude in an American Eagle motorcycle cutoff tee with a bald mullet situation was wearing a mask as he came out of the 7-Eleven, and he didn't immediately rip it off. And I was like, we're gonna be okay. If this man can do it, and you just don't get that in a major city. So, okay, let's get to the shirt. Now, this is a beautiful long sleeve t-shirt that I made for myself. So a lot of you people are DC people. We know that in DC, people stress out about jobs, and maybe one time I was at a party, a New Year's Eve party for young people in foreign policy. Was it one of the worst parties I've ever been to? No, because I had no guilt about all of the terrible people I was talking to and the fact that I was stealing their alcohol. I loved this party. I had a wonderful time. But all these people were so stressed about, where do you work? What senator do you work for? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I live in LA. I don't give a shit about any of this. And so LA has the same thing though. LA has the exact same industry stuff. And everyone is always worried about, are they going, I haven't staffed on a TV show yet. I need to become a television writer, blah, blah, blah. We're all worried about these things. I'm worried. This shirt is sort of about me. And so on the front, and I'm in a couch. So it says, she's been trying to staff forever, which is something you hear at parties a lot. You hear people say, oh my God, it's so sad. It's such a tragedy. So-and-so, she was a PA, a script coordinator. She's been trying to staff forever. And then, so what I put on the back of the shirt, and the hard part is, I don't remember. I wrote it. I wrote what's on the back of the shirt, but I can't say it word for word. So I think I can, like, Paul, can you unmute maybe and tell me and read me what the back of the shirt says? Okay. And let me know if I'm centered well.
Dude. Oh my
Whoa.
God.
Yeah. The people of the entertainment industry are complicit in the factors that have exacerbated LA's homelessness crisis, but we continue to talk about dumb, petty, classist, anti-creative shit at parties.
Okay, so that's what the shirt is. So you see a funny thing that people say at parties on the front, and then they say, "Oh, that's a nice shirt," and then they see the back, and they're like, "Ooh, yeah, I guess that's." So it's just playing on the different types of tragedies we have in Los Angeles. But
Very conceptual.
I'm sorry.
Very conceptual. I like it.
Conceptual. Can you buy Rose? You can. Is it $30? It absolutely is. All of the profits go to Shower Soap, an excellent mobile shower organization in Los Angeles. They do, ladies and gentlemen. If I sell 3 more, I get. We've already raised $60 for Shower of Hope, so I wasn't. There we go. That's how. Paul, give me the music. This show's about to.
Sorry.
We've done the 3 or 4 jokes I could remember that I was going to try to do. I gave shit to my dad. That's what was important. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a wonderful show for you tonight. Let me just make sure I'm caught up on all. She absolutely is not quite out. They them is a thing. I thought about making it they. This is not saying that gender is not. So gender's a lot like the Hoover Dam, right? It shouldn't have been constructed. It does a lot of damage, but it's here now, and we sort of have to reckon with it a little bit. And that's all. That's. It would be better if I had more to say about that. But
and it holds back a lot of fluid.
It does hold back a lot of fluid. Ladies and gentlemen, and people, all types of esteemed guests. The show is ready to start. We're off the rails and back again. But right now, I'm going to welcome our first comic. He's amazing. He's one of my faves. Get it up for Max Rajan.
Yeah, I love being transitioned in by the phrase "holds back a lot of fluid."
You bought that on yourself.
All right. Well, before I start, I'd like to make sure this microphone is working. Will everyone named Mike please stand up? That concludes the mic check. Gonorrhea would have been a great name for a diarrhea medication. Clearly, they went a different way in the naming committee. Why isn't there any more complimentary graffiti? It would sure be nice to come out of my dealer's place and see "good job" on my car. An affirmation of life. I think my cat is gay. I don't really care. And there's nothing in particular that I'm thinking about, but I think the ascot is just very daring. I'm going to be gay and 30 soon. That is like the gay 60. At least I'll get to the point where I'm going to get gay Medicare and gay Social Security. Gay Medicare is just a bottle of VCR head cleaner and lube. I've got a boyfriend. He's half Korean. His mom is Korean and his dad is Korean. And he was involved in a terrible car accident a few years ago. I recently found a big fuck off spider in my house. My boyfriend is an animal lover and he said, "Don't kill it, take it out." So a week later, we went out to the bar. He ended up being pretty cool. He is a web developer. You never feel more like a fuck up immediately than the second you finish using super glue. I think that cars with flame decals are weird. There are no other situations where being on fire is considered a sign of technical efficiency. I've never seen an electrician on fire and thought, man, that guy can accelerate. I think that life is like a jigsaw puzzle. It's long and tedious and disappointing. That's not really a joke. I just told my therapist that. He said I should talk to other people. I have a friend who got her bachelor's in Egyptology. She could not get a real job, but she's going back to graduate school. I had to tell her she's involved in a pyramid scheme. There are pine cones, but there are no pine spheres, and definitely no pine cubes. I feel like this is biased and needs to be addressed. Do you think that saying hot as a synonym for sexy is a lot less common among people who have been on fire? I like bodybuilding competitions on ESPN. I think they cut off too early because I never get to see the talent section. I want to see one of these roided up hulks playing the harp. It's a scholarship competition. Do you think cannibals consider themselves as humanitarians? I wish they had Hallmark cards for shit that I actually need to say. Like, thank you for not coming to my party. You're weird and no one likes you. I think that Ambien is fucking awesome. I don't really remember. The side effects are interesting though. And this is a true story. I took Ambien and walked out into my living room while my boyfriend was playing video games, took a paper lantern off of the light bulb, stuck it on my head, and called myself the king of the lantern heads. Then proceeded to do 20 minutes of a hot glue gun project that I had conceived of a few days ago. I still have scars all over my shins from hot glue. I woke up with all these burns in on my legs, thinking I was some sort of meth head. Better than Rosie O'Donnell, though. I love tiny cactuses. They're the gift that says, here, you deal with this. They say you are what you eat. Apparently, I wasn't aware for the last 13 years I've been eating anxiety and disappointment. Apparently, it tastes like the McRib. Who granted Dr. Doom his doctorate? That seems like shady academic practice. I want to know what his dissertation was. The perpetuation of a one-dimensional character over the last 50 years, a case study? I feel like someone needs to look into this. My mom gave me a Game Boy when I was 7 years old. She made me promise that I could not get a new game until I finished the first game. The game came with Tetris. I think there should be a special prison for people who sell homeopathic medicine. They would have to pay for it themselves, but it wouldn't fucking work. Once you hate somebody, like really, really hate them, everything they do is offensive to you. Like, look at that bitch eating crackers. Like she owns the place. Frank Ocean and Hot Dog Water are really the same name if you think about it. Recently, I went to a Denny's while under the influence of several substances. It turns out that hash brownies are not the plural for hash browns. Before I got in my relationship, I used to like casual sex. It was so much of a hassle to put on that bow tie and the tuxedo.
Oh, for goodness sake.
They call economics a dismal science. First off, economics is not a goddamn science. You never see economists in lab coats pipetting around money into their 401k cultures. Because the front page of every science department website is accurate. The defining aspect of science is pipetting colored fluids. If I told my 8-year-old self that all my phone calls when I was 30 were going to be from robots, I would have been so excited. Possibly less after I explained the concept of car warranties. One of my friends is a fashion forecaster. That is important to society. I already know there's going to be a high chance of pants tomorrow. If you neglect your child too much, they will become insufferable. But if you neglect them too little, they will become unable to exercise independence. However, if you neglect them just enough, they'll probably become a comedian. All right, that's my time.
Keep it going for Max Raja. Everybody, I really am trying to get ladies out of my vocabulary because it's something that hosts say, but it is exclusionary to a lot of people. This next comic, we're so excited to see what happens. Her birthday was recent, and we weren't able to celebrate it with her. So if you want to, wish her a happy birthday in the chat. But you know what else is going to be going on in the chat? I want to be dropping the link to this shirt. You don't have to buy the shirt, but at least check out Shower of Hope. They're an excellent organization, giving dignity to many unhoused people in Los Angeles. You can't hate that, but Meg Hashem is going to find a way to give me shit for it. Give it up for Meg Hashem.
Oh my gosh, hello and thank you.
Yay, Meg.
What? No comment. Thank you. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Yes, I turned 25 recently. Not very exciting. I was just very ill the entire time, so not great. But yeah, 25, what a year. But one of the birthday presents I am doing with my friends is that we're going to camp. We're going to go camping in the Smoky Mountains. And while this was happening, this is a 10-minute ago received text that I will read out to you because I don't know if I want to go anymore. My friend Amanda, hey, did you hear there's feral humans in the Smokies? I hear they might eat people. I reply, oh my God, I don't want to become breeding stock for hillbillies. Amanda, I think they just kill people. Me. Well, I guess it's cool. I guess they'd be cool with incest if they're feral people. Wait, that's even worse. I don't want to be killed by inbred hillbillies either. So this is just like a normal conversation, but her response is like, I need assistance with. So she goes, I don't know. I feel like I could fix them. So I don't know how to respond to that. If someone wants to put in the chat, how do you respond to your friend saying that she thinks she could fix an inbred feral hillbilly that's going to kill us? Let me know, because I really don't know if I should be going to go see the Great Firefly Migration with her anymore. I'm a little scared. I've never seen a horror movie like that, but I don't want to star in it either. Don't want to be that groundbreaking. But yeah, so I mentioned that my 25th birthday was kind of awkward, and I'll let you in on a little secret on why it was kind of awkward. So I am undergoing chemotherapy, but not for cancer, not the cool reason. It's for Crohn's disease. Lame. It's for a poop reason, for a literal poop reason, right? So one of the symptoms of both chemotherapy and coronavirus is you lose your sense of taste. And so I wake up on my 25th birthday and I'm like, oh my God, I can't taste anything. And I'm exhausted and I feel terrible and sluggish. Like, this is it. I have coronavirus and I will die. So I called my doctor. She's like, go get the rapid test, go get the rapid test. Don't have it, go to MedStar. I'm like, I don't trust these people, right? I don't trust anyone. I don't trust anyone. They're like, no, go to my GI. They're like, you don't have it either. Go to my GI. She's like, so like, let me just walk through your symptoms again. Like, I don't like, I told her and she was like, so just for future reference, that is the same thing that happens with chemotherapy. And that's when I learned a great lesson, which is to look up side effects of things. I normally don't do that. Sorry, sad for me. But I have been looking up side effects of things. And one thing is hair loss. And I will say that I've never felt more in tune with my like inner sad middle-aged man than I did when I was reading up reviews for Rogaine. And, you know, I have unclogged drains and I have like built furniture and I have changed tires, but reading those Rogaine reviews filled me with this like beautiful masculine energy that made me want to like scratch my non-existent testicles and like buy a 3-in-1 like shampoo, conditioner, body wash. It was crazy. But like I said, like losing hair, not for something cool or like something that people like actually like care about, like cancer. It's for because I have a tummy ache and I'm constantly nauseous. And I did look at like jokes about chemotherapy, you know, just so I could like throw something in there. But there's like nothing that's like related to Crohn's disease. And I don't want to appropriate cancer. Like as a member of Generation Z, I don't need cancel culture coming after me, especially for appropriating a culture that I technically should be a part of, but they won't let me in, right? So I guess I am a trailblazer. And if you don't think I am incredibly brave and talented, please consider why you are bullying someone who is dying. Not literally, but on the inside, I am dying, right? But yeah, I feel like I guess I'm a second-class citizen because no one cares that I'm getting like pumped full of mercaptopurine. Oh my God, I can't even say it. Because I have a tummy ache and like I kind of relate because if you told me that, I'd be like, oh my God, what a fucking pussy ass loser bitch. Like your stomach hurts, get over it. God, take an Advil. What's wrong with you? And like I said, that is my downfall because that's why I didn't look at the side effects. That's why I just ignored everything. I was like, I can survive this. Wrong. My hair is falling out. Oops. But there are a lot of positives. So movies have taught me that once you get blasted with that radiation, you suddenly become very wise and tragic and beautiful. So I'm still waiting for that to happen. I am beautiful, but I'm still waiting to be wise and tragic. But I'm like working through some stuff. Shopping now, like people can't tell me to stop spending so much money because, you know, who knows what's carpe diem, who knows what's gonna happen to me. I might as well spend my money. But the big question, so if my hair falls out, wigs are very expensive. I've been looking up how to shop for wigs, right? And if anyone else here shops for wigs, let me know on your secrets. Very expensive to get nice ones, right? It's hard. So I was like, okay, if my hair falls out, maybe I will just put on a wrap. But what is a wrap? It's a do-rag. So I'd be doubly appropriating culture because not only would I be wearing a do-rag as a woman of no melanin, but also people would be like, you have cancer. And again, I have to explain to them, no, it's Crohn's disease. Very sad for me. And then I was like, okay, my eyebrows fall out. Do I have to get them tattooed on? And then I appropriate psychic culture because I'm walking around with a turban on my head and drawn on eyebrows. And I don't want to appropriate psychic culture either. But there are some good things. So for instance, I've started taking a 2:30 nap every day. And I have an excuse for it. Like unlike before when I would just say like, oops, my dog's throwing up and then log off for an hour to take a nap. And people are always like, oh, like, it's nice that you take a nap, but like, why do you always talk about chemo brain? So chemo brain, you're like a little bit of a space case, right? And so my issue is I'm not a space case. I just tune people out. And it's not because I don't care what other people are saying. It's because I don't think it's pertinent to me to hear about your life stories. I prefer to listen to things that are about me, regarding me, have to do with me. But now I can just take a nap in the middle of the day, or I can be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I forgot to turn in that report. Chemo brain. And people get mad at me. It's really not nice to bully a young girl who's dying. And again, I'm not actually dying, but I'm just saying, what if I was? It's not nice, right? My nails and skin are flaking off, and that's when I found out that manicures are not covered by insurance. And again, a little bit of discrimination there. Working on that one again. But another weird thing is my appetite's gotten a lot lower, so I've lost weight. Hooray for me, right? No, because everyone's like, oh my gosh, you're losing weight, you're dying. And again, am I? I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say I am, because I'm not, right? But I could be. I'm like constantly nauseous and I have this throbbing headache. So today I was like, I haven't eaten anything yet today. It's 2:30. I'm gonna make mac and cheese because that's the only thing I have the energy to make, right? Wrong, because I go to make the mac and cheese, I smell it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna puke, this is disgusting. So I go to gag over the toilet and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what, I'm actually so hungry, I would love mac and cheese. And this is Sisyphean like cycle of abuse that I'm inflicting on myself. Like I can't, like it's terrible. Like sometimes you just really want to eat a salad and then you realize like, ew, this is just leaves. And then you have to like think about how you're gonna gag about the leaves. But then you're like, oh my God, a Caesar salad would hit different. It's sad. Like I said, no one congratulates you on losing 10 pounds in a week when you're sick. And I'm like, you guys would be all over me calling me an inspiration if I was fine and dandy. The final thing, the thing that's most important for Dave Rosenthal, that the one he cares about the most, is that your body hair falls out everywhere, and that includes your pubic hair. And so I looked at what's happening with pubic hair these days. Okay. So because of quarantine, full bush is back. Guys, my body hair is falling out. So I don't know if this is like karma has its kiss for me or something, but like, why am I so out of like, this is like out of my control. I'm out of trend. I don't know. It has me really questioning where all this bad luck is coming from, because I feel like I'm getting a lot of it. Like not even my pubic hair is on trend. So I looked up when I was born to see if I got reincarnated, like a war criminal died then, and I don't want to name names. Let's just say February 9th, 1996 was a terrible day to be a member of the IRA and also to be reincarnated into my body. So that's all I have. I actually have to jump off to go wish my grandma a happy birthday. I want everyone to notice that I didn't insult Julian. It seems like he cares a lot about my perception of him, but there is, oops, looks like there's a little disconnect there. Let's think about that. All right, good night.
Keep it going for Meg Asher. Who knows what the greatest insult to me is to forget. And so she heard. What a fun! I do want to say, sure, Bush is back in. There's Merkins for that. It's pubic wig.
Oh my God!
in film or theater, for when a pubis is not robust enough for the role. It goes back to Shakespeare. This is a real thing by Meg. On that note, I can't stop talking. I'm the host, but I can't stop talking because you're next. I dropped my. Oh no, I knew who was coming up. You know what? I've been watching the chat, and some people have been saying, we love these comics, but there are other comics that we want also. And one such comic is the next comic who is coming to the stage. She has been requested by name in the.
God damn it, Paul.
I'm sorry. I own my mistakes.
Just for that, I'm not going to watch you fold your laundry on Sunday. Hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm coming to you live from Buckingham Palace. I'm talking to the Queen about what color me baby is going to be. We've decided on black. And we were talking about some other stuff. I've been disillusioned with space. I mean, I'm a scientifically minded person. I've always loved science and especially space. But I mean, lately, I've been disillusioned with it. I guess it started for me when I was a kid. Back in 1986, you know, that moment when your memory sort of kicks on. I was in first grade and we were given a project to paint little space shuttles because a teacher was going to get launched into space and it was a big deal. And so we weren't going to have playtime or crayons that day. We were going to watch some shuttle called the Challenger launch. And everybody was gathered round, and we had little space shuttles on popsicle sticks, and then up she goes, and then were they supposed to fall apart like that? No, they're not supposed to fall apart like that. I was disillusioned with that. The next time I was disillusioned with space, I guess I was watching sci-fi movies. I really got into them. And then I just had these questions that didn't align with what I had been taught. Like, for example, they're rebels. It's the Rebel Alliance. Who's funding this outfit? They had uniforms. They had vehicles. They had planets that they were able to occupy. There was an empire. Where did they get all this money from? How did Han Solo know that Chewbacca's name was Chewbacca? He just did. Okay, I imagine like one day that Chewbacca finally learned English. I don't know how in a land long ago, far away in a totally different galaxy, everyone spoke English. He would say, "Hey, Chewie." He would say, "You know what, Han, after our relationship of so many years, Chewbacca is my slave name. From now on, I want you to call me Chewie Shakur." You know, I do like knowing the movie Alien has taught us that one day space travel will be a blue-collar job. It's not even one of those things that you have to learn math to do, because they sent a bunch of chuckleheads up into space to mine things. But I guess you probably should know things to not, like, you know, stick your face in a wet egg sack. But now I think that, like, when you come down to it, out of fiction, space has kind of gotten pretty mundane. You know, I used to be super excited to watch launches, but now we're sending probes everywhere and nobody gives a crap or shit anymore when you think about it. I mean, we got so much garbage on Mars right now. So many remote controlled toys up there. I mean, it started so long ago. First, we sent the Observer. Okay, it was, we're just taking a look. We're just observing some things that are happening up here. Ooh, look, it's rusty iron oxidized rocks. Pretty neat, but let's go on a brand new Odyssey. We're sending our Odyssey robot out on this brand new journey to check out the second terrestrial planet. Ooh, and let's touch some things. We have Curiosity. You know, oh, it's got wheels. It can roll over things. It's got a goofy camera head to take some pictures. Ooh, now we're still going on with this shit. Nothing's changed. Let's persevere with the Perseverance. It's got even better wheels so it doesn't tip over or some shit. All right, now we gotta keep trying. This the Ingenuity. Okay, still going with this. We haven't found any aliens or fuel or anything valuable. Same old, same old. I guess our next probe should be called the Monotony. It's the same shit.
Yep.
Over and over. I'm getting bored. Let's make another probe. What should we call it? How about the Ennui? Because I'm tired of this. We just keep doing the same thing. Do you know the International Space Station is the most expensive object that humankind has ever created? Ever. More expensive than the Great Wall of China, more expensive than the pyramids, more expensive than Chichen Itza, everything. More expensive than Buckingham Palace. And you know what's going to happen to it? It's going to fall out of the sky and burn up in the ocean. And all we've done is been able to figure out that when you grow beans in space, Who cares now at this point? Unless you find Earth 2 and figure out how to get us off this melting rock, I really don't care anymore. Unless you find aliens that have taught us how to cure COVID and send all the Trumps into low orbit, I don't care. Well, that's my time. Thank you for cussing out space with me. I've been Tiffany.
So true. Everything said there. So true. We had a lot of people blowing up the chat, throwing in. It's nice. It's nice. I do want to say, audience members, when you start going to comedy shows, now that we have these vaccine times coming around the corner, don't start yelling tags at the comic at those shows. At these shows, it's great. Blow up the chats, but just we got to start preparing for that. I just remembered yesterday I saw a sign that said "Lost dog, do not chase," and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Give it a pep talk? Like, here boy, hey. I think it's all gonna work out for you. I'm a bit of a lost dog myself right now, and I frankly think I would rather be chased into a busy traffic circle than asked once again whether I've thought about teaching. That's how I feel about this right now. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Guys, everybody, esteemed guests. That's what I'm trying for the rest of the show. We have another fantastic comic for you right now. She's coming to us from a living room looking situation. I started the clause without knowing where it would end. She's wonderful. She's amazing. Her name is Caroline Hibbert.
I have a live audience. Thank you, Julian. I am in a living room situation, and I'm really proud of myself because I have to pee, and I'm not going to go because I'm training my bladder to not pee when it's half full. It's a thing on TikTok. All right. Hey, everyone. I just want to be totally honest with you all because I respect all of you. I'm going to be reading off of notes a lot for this presentation. And my excuse is that my cat died less than a week ago, so I've been pretty sad, and I think that's a good excuse not to give 110% right now. And then on top of that, my therapist canceled our session today. And it's like, when I really needed you, in my time of need, I have something I really want to work through with you. You just abandoned me. So next week, we're just going to have to talk about how I'm angry at her. And I feel like that's a big waste of money. I don't know, maybe coming right out and saying I'm not giving 110% isn't the best attitude, but I think you guys know that fuck it is kind of in my nature. There is an old lady that you may know named Joan who lives deep down inside of my soul. And she's kind of a bitch. She's not one of those old women that takes care of themselves or bakes cookies for the neighborhood kids. She's from South Boston. She's 85. She chain smokes menthols, takes too many naps, and criticizes strangers' YouTube wedding videos that are overdone. She's like, what is this fucking production? These kids don't have the chops to go the distance. I don't understand why my Boston accent is so bad because I'm from Massachusetts, but I can't do it. I try to distance myself from her, but it's been kind of hard this week, as I said, with the loss of my cat. But the more I talk about her, the more I realize Joan is just my depression. I gave my depression a name. But that's kind of how we beat monsters, I think. That's what they tell you, right? We put a face to it and kick it in the balls, or in this case, in her really ancient vagina. I'm taking suggestions in the comments for names for my generalized anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorders, if you want to throw some of those in there. I'd like at least one gender neutral name, so go for it. But yeah, since my cat died, I'm really obsessed with this idea of ghost rights. I've actually been obsessed with it for a long time, but I'll explain. I had a friend who's coming to DC to visit me. She was in the airport restaurant because she had some time to kill. And she sat down and nobody was coming over. Nobody was really acknowledging her. So for a minute, she was thinking am I a ghost? Did I die and I just didn't realize it? Spoiler alert, that wasn't the case. She's very much alive. But it got us thinking what if ghosts just feel like that all the time? And that's why they like scare you or like startle you and try to make so much noise. Like they need attention. Like what a horrible way to exist. It makes total sense. As 3-6 Mafia says, it's hard out here for a ghost. Like I'm kidding, but I'm also like mostly serious. Like I like to think I don't believe in ghosts and that I'm more like scientific thinking and agnostic, but like, you know, the second I'm alone and I hear a weird noise, I'm not thinking, oh, it's the pipes. I'm like, it's a phantom from the great beyond here to wreak chaos and havoc on my life. Or I'm like on a plane and there's a ton of turbulence and I'm not like, I trust the engineers who designed this flying tube to get me to my destination safely. It's more like, baby Jesus, so sorry I've been so shitty for so long, but like, please don't let me die. And if I do, can I please come to heaven to hang out with you? You can give me an entrance exam, you can haze me, whatever. Just help me out. So basically everything I say when I'm not scared is like a pile of bullshit. Because when I'm faced with even like mild discomfort, I'm like, fuck science. I'm basically an anti-vaxxer and an evangelical Christian, I guess. But yeah, until my ghost cat shows up to like take care of, I'm looking for something to treat like a pet. I've been going the plant route so far. I'm filling this living room, as Julian pointed out, with lots of dramatic plants. They need like filtered water and a humidifier and indirect sunlight to survive, just like me. And like other than that, the only thing I can really think of as like a pet situation I take care of is my vagina because it's fuzzy now. And I wrote this joke before Meg and before Julian brought up his weird like robust pubes thing. But I am regrowing my pubic hair after shaving it for like 10 years. And it really feels more like itchy than empowering. It's been a rough situation. But yeah, like I said, it's fuzzy, it's high maintenance, and it likes to be pet. All right, I ended on a gross genitalia joke. That's all I have tonight, everyone. Thank you so much for coming.
Caroline,
Yo, mine too. I'm right there with you.
Point of clarification. Point number one, I did not invent Merkins, okay? I did not name Merkins. I did not see a problem in the world and decide to come up with a solution. It's just a thing. It's a thing that exists, okay? I just happen to know about it. It's not Julian's thing. It is maybe a thing only Julian knows about. Almost as bad, but I didn't make them up.
There's a Wikipedia page on them.
Thank you, Tiffany. Drop it in the chat for everyone. Make sure, yes, if you happen to get excited by anything anyone talks about and it sends you down a wiki password, I am reading while talking, shouldn't be doing that. I also wanted to say, I had a girlfriend once who, whenever we drove by an old building, she would be like, that place is definitely haunted. And I was like, I'm okay with believing in ghosts, but believing that, being so narrow-minded that to believe that only ghosts would only go into old places, like that's such a passe idea of what a ghost is. Like, why can't a ghost enjoy a nice Airbnb in Chicago at like an open concept, high ceilings, got an hourglass on the side table? What the hell is this? I'm just saying, it always bothered me, and it's probably one of the tiny reasons that relationship didn't work out. But now we've gone off the rails. Whoa, that was the end of. I'm losing my mind is what this comes down to, and that's why I'm going to pass it off to our next fantastic comic, and it is Simone Mishler.
That was maybe your most off the rails introduction. That was incredible, whatever that was. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I am. What are you doing, Tiffany? You
Nothing.
need to stop that. You need to stop that right now, whatever that is. That cannot be happening. Okay. As I was saying, I'm Simone, and I am the youngest of 5 children. So I am a member of the kind of dying breed that is large Catholic families. Now, I believe anyone who has siblings knows that there is a favoritism ranking. Any of you out there who are parents, you might be trying to give me that like, oh no, we love all our, that is horseshit. And we all know it, like just straight up, we all know it. And especially when you grow up with as many siblings as I did, you know there is a firm hierarchy of favoritism. I am also comfortable acknowledging that I am not my parents' favorite child. Not by a long shot. Like, that is my oldest brother because he came first, I guess. And at this point, he makes more money than all of us because white man who came into his career in the 90s, so like had everything possible going for him, not like his youngest sister who graduated into the worst economy since the Great Depression. I'm not mad about it. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, he's the favorite. Second place goes to my sister because she did not move away to follow her dreams, unlike some of us. But here's the thing, like I'm comfortable knowing I come in a solid third place in my parents' favoritism rankings. My two other brothers, human garbage, they're at the bottom of the pile. That is where they will stay. But the thing is, like, being third is great because studies show with Olympic medalists, like bronze, you have a better quality of life than silver medalists because they're always like, oh, it was so close, like if only. We're like, bronze, we're just like happy to make it on the podium. We're here for the party. And that's how I have been living my life with my parents' favoritism rankings. Like, I'm just glad I'm here. Also, has anyone checked on Michelle Kwan? Like, I'm just thinking about that now. Can we make that a thing? Like, somebody put that in the chat. How is Michelle Kwan doing? I need to know. But back to me. So I was living my dream, you know, made the podium, living it up. But then we all started getting married or having partners, and these partners started impacting the favoritism rankings and fucking up the system. Whew. Now, worked in my favor when my oldest brother got married to, you know, just an annoying know-it-all bitch that nobody liked. Like, that worked in my favor. I was here for it. But then I married someone who my parents adore. They love my husband so much more than they love me. Let me lay it out for you. They call him the Christmas angel. I'm not kidding. Like, year round, they refer to Bill as the Christmas angel. What did he do to earn such a title? You might be wondering. Even if you're not, I'm going to pretend that you are. He assembled a fake Christmas tree for them one time. It's 3 pieces, like bump, 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 plug it in, lights, pre-lit. Like, he didn't even have to put lights on it. It was pre-lit. And he became the Christmas angel for that. To get that kind of praise from my parents, I would have literally had to grow the damn tree myself, chop it down Paul Bunyan style, drag it into the house, put it up. And honestly, Nanette, my mother, would still probably tell me it was crooked. Like, that's how that would go down. I would not be a Christmas angel. Now, while Bill was assembling this Christmas tree, becoming the Christmas angel, I was, you know, a good woman in the kitchen making cookies because apparently that's my place. And I was making these cookies from scratch. And let me tell you, I take the time to cream the butter, with the sugar because it makes a difference. Was I a Christmas angel? Fuck no. Nobody cares. Nobody cared about my cookies. Fine, fine. I'm not a 32-year-old woman still vying for my parents' love and attention. I'm definitely well adjusted, right? Yeah. So the thing is, with Bill and their adoration of him, what really gets me is that they don't see his bad side, right? They only see him on his good behavior. It's not like they see him in the morning when he takes the most disgusting dump in the bathroom right before I'm about to brush my teeth. Which, by the way, who does that? What kind of animal does that to their partner? Not a Christmas angel, I don't think. If there is some solace to me, it's that at my in-laws, at his parents' house, I'm definitely the favorite. So there's that. Thank you all so much.
Keep it going.
Hey!
Everybody. That reminded me, that last bit. First of all, absolutely. If you have a partner, if you live with anyone, if you share a bathroom with anyone and you're going to do any business, say, hey, do you need to do anything in the bathroom for the next half hour? Because I want to create this buffer for you after what I've done. It's just a polite thing to do. I also want to say there is a ski resort near Los Angeles called Mammoth, and apparently they received a lot of snow today because the email they sent out, the subject was dump alert. And then, I kid you not, the body of the email said Mammoth dump alert.
Ugh.
Just how did that get past their PR person? I don't know. I love it. And speaking of Mammoth dump alerts and things, of our next comic coming.
Whoa.
I'm clearly having a mental breakdown.
I don't even know how to react to that.
It up.
I don't know what to say. I was all prepared. I was all prepared to say to Simone, I know exactly how you feel. I'm the youngest of 5 boys. And our names, ask my brothers, are my Aaron, Stanley, Marty, Donnie, and the baby. So we got my Aaron and the baby. No offense, Marty. But we're that's how my family's set up. So in any event, yesterday I got a message from my mother-in-law. Right? So the answering machine goes off and I hear, hello, it's your mother. Last year on the tour, the 2 old ladies were talking about their gay nephews. They weren't on our bus. They were on the other bus. I could hardly hear what they said. It's like they didn't want me to hear. They kept walking way too fast. Stan, quiet. I'm on the phone talking to the kids. What? Never mind. What? Click. Now, I firmly believe that the secret to their 65-year marriage is a mutual agreement not to wear hearing aids. There's obviously more to that than that to it, right? There's also love. He loves his food burned, and she can't cook worth a shit. She believes that if 350 degrees are good, 500 degrees, much better. A match made in heaven. And I just don't understand how a guy could eat a slab of carbon. I mean, really, right? Steak should not be crunchy. You should not be able to, and then sketch with it. Right? So I'm a good son-in-law. What do you do if you're a good son-in-law in that situation? You call him back, right? There's obviously this story about the gay nephews of people she never met was very much weighing on her mind. So I call her back and I get their answering machine. And it's like the old kind, with the cassettes, except not the micro cassettes, like the big cassettes, the kind people used to put in like boom boxes when they walk, right? And when I get the message, I could see my father-in-law in the message, right? Hi, you've reached the house of Stan and Stella. We're not at home right now. Or Stella's blabbing with the girls. Please leave a message at the tone of the beep. Stella, is this thing working? Beep. Swear to God, that's what it's like. So now, I have a shitty memory for names. At age 15, my friend Mitch used to like actually remind me of the people I was dating when we go to party so I wouldn't embarrass myself. He'd say things like, Susan will be at the party, you dated her twice, she has blonde hair and big breasts. And he'd do it just like that. And when Mitch measured stuff, you never quite knew which fingers he was measuring from, right? But in the case of the girls I dated, I'm pretty sure it was thumbs to pinkies, right? I think this is what he meant, thumbs to pinkies, right? Like that description is gonna help me remember who this girl is at the party. All the girls I dated were blonde and thumbs to pinkies, right? Thumbs to pinkies. Hair down in their asses and to pinkies, right there, those pinkies. And actually, you know, I definitely got a type, right? You could pick my girlfriends out of a lineup, no problem. In fact, I was perfect for Susan. Her grandfather told her that she needed to marry a man with big hands. Apparently, he was very concerned with coverage. And it's not just people's names, it's all names. I tried memory cues like, think about something that reminds you of it. And there I go, you know, and sometimes it backfires. We were on a cruise a couple of years ago, and we're going down by a Czech city of Český Krumlov. Český Krumlov. Except it's not Český Krumlov, it's Susan, you're on the line. Susan, what's the name of the city? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
Okay, it's, oh, wait, it's Český Krumlov. Wow, I actually got it right. Český Krumlov.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, fuck. Oh, by the way, just so nobody gets the wrong impression, that's not the same Susan from when I was. Okay, I just want to, before anybody starts thinking anything about this discussion, that I actually don't, I know many Susans and she's not one of them. So when we get to Florida, So 21, so I'm 21 years old. I go to Florida with my wife to meet my in-laws, right? And she tells me they're Stan and Stella, right? Stan and Stella, this is great, right? Right at a cat on a hot tin roof. Hey, Stella, there's no way that I'm gonna fuck this up, right? Why? Because I have a shitty memory for names. I need things like this. Right, so we get down there and we immediately go out to dinner with her parents and her grandparents. And when we sit down with the grandparents, the battle of the grandmothers starts. First, Bubby, I like this waitress. Then Nana, crap. I don't like to drink. I'll have a double, straight up. I'm not driving. I like the food, crap. And they go back and forth like that. And then Bubby turns around and she looks at my father-in-law and says, Carl, can you pass the salt? I'm like, Carl? Who the fuck is Carl? I thought his name was Stan. How can I forget it? Stan and Stella. But I look over and he passes her the salt. And I'm like, ah, shit, I'm gonna be the butt of family jokes for the rest of my life. When we get home, I say, oh, I gotta tell you, I just feel horrible. I've been calling you Stan all night. And he said, but it is Stan. You know, when we were dating, I thought it was pretty funny that she called me the wrong name. And in the next 15 years that we were married, you know, I didn't really think about it much. But these last 10 years, it's starting to piss me off. And then he says, Carl was a neighbor from Brooklyn 30 years ago, and Arnold was his nephew. And I don't even know who the fuck Barney is. Well, apparently he had never seen our little purple dinosaur, right, from TV, right? And I could see how she'd be confused because they're both big and cuddly and 1,000,000 years old. So what's the difference between Stan and Barney? They're both purple, except for Stan. Right then, I knew that I fit into this family. Bubby couldn't remember her only son-in-law's name, and she was all ready to butter family jokes. Well, actually, only one cheek. Nana's crap forms the other cheek. Together, they're a complete ass. Thank you.
Keep it going for Dave Rosenthal. Someone asked, is this Governor Cuomo? I'm having a wonderful time. Ladies and gentlemen, people, everyone, like I said, trying to expand what an audience can be. We have one more comment for you tonight. You're wonderful. You're excellent. Headliner. Paul, going forward, we will have true headliners at these. Everyone will be, and it's don't worry, I've been around a long time. Paul Mooney, he's been doing the DJs, and now he's coming to do the rest of it. I'm a crazy person. Give it up for Paul Mooney.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So much. Let's turn this music off. Okay, that's good. Wow, I don't know about you guys, but I have actually been kind of interested in this British monarchy story, not for the same reason as everyone else. I'm just amazed at how surprised people are that the British family is racist when, like, being inbred is their whole thing. That is the entire point of the royal family. Obviously, they want to keep the gene pool shallow. Like, where does this come through? They don't like commoners. Like, what do you think's gonna happen? Also, like, think about their foreign policy for the past 500 years. Like, at what point are you gonna become a woke king? Literal kings. Like, what? Anyways, it's been a year where a lot of us have been thinking about, like, privilege, where you're born in life, where you grow up, and there's advantages to being someone who grows up disadvantaged, right? You gain certain skills, but there's also negative effects on your mental health. Maybe you want to grow up middle class because you don't want to face those hardships, but you might miss out on some of those important lessons. I personally think that the perfect thing is to have what I have, where you grow up with middle class, but you have a dad who grew up dirt poor, because then you get to truly learn how to appreciate Costco on a conceptual level. Because he would bring us, like, it was a field trip, and he'd be like, look at this warehouse of things that we can afford. Let's go buy all of these things. Go to the cookie section. I have a table of surplus Lee jeans I need to look through. Oh, should we get eggs? I think I need 48 of them. It's amazing. Everyone needs to go. Costco's the only store that if we had a socialist utopia, it wouldn't look any different. It's like the adult versions of when Toys R Us turns off all the lights and music for autistic children. It's just like, there's no marketing, there's high ceilings, you get to do whatever you want, and it's mostly immigrants. It is like it is a perfect, like, it is America in a store. It's amazing. The other favorite grocery store from my childhood is a small chain of grocery stores in rural Connecticut called Stu Leonard's. It's a real grocery store that includes real animatronic versions of the food that they sell in order to sell it for you. It's an amazing invention by an amazing grocery store entrepreneur who maybe he was sentenced to prison for tax fraud, but the things that he did in this grocery store are amazing. Okay, are you gonna tell me that the world should exist without a band made of milk cartons? It's truly amazing. Also, like, we got a fiddle player, we got these chickens, we got some fruit punch as a backup singers. We also have butter. Something that's also fun is that Chocolate plays the drums and Skim Milk plays the banjo. So this was racially cast. Like, someone knew what they were doing when they were setting it up. But truly, like, my personal favorite animatronic was the drag Chiquita Banana, who has a fierce eyeshadow. Just like, look at that eyelid. That bananas don't have eyelids, and they gave her 3. Like, they made her looking fierce. They gave her the Carmen Miranda fruit hat that also includes other bananas. Also, as she gets older, her face gets darker as she begins to rot. It truly is amazing. When they would do this specifically to sell Chiquita bananas, what you would do with this one is you'd go up and you'd push a button, and then the Chiquita banana would start singing a little song, channeling a little Astrid Gilberto. Very cute. And I mean, it's really amazing. It makes up for all of the war crimes that the Chiquita Banana Company committed. Like, it makes me forgive for everything. I'm sure the Latin American democracies would be totally okay with this trade-off. So anyways, as I was growing up, my mom would always tell me the story that we would go to this grocery store, and then we would watch, the Chiquita Banana sing her song. And then one day we came home, and this is when I was just learning to like talk, and like I was just learning to walk, and apparently I went up to my mom, and I had a little puzzle piece tucked in my waistband, and I was like, look, like, it's my button, like, push the button, push my button. And then she pushed it, and then she tells me that I sing the entire song, and she's like, holy shit, what a performer. I knew from this age that this kid was something special, something like that. You sang the entire song, and I believe this for years and years as I heard this, and she would tell it to all of her friends while I was there, and I was like, Mom, I'm 24 years old now, and your friend came over for 30 seconds. Please don't tell them about me singing a bossa nova Chiquita Banana song. This is not the time to share the story, but it's a story I heard many times. And at one point, while I was home, I heard from the basement, holy shit! And so I went down to see what it was, and she had found the tape of me singing it. I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I've heard this story so many times. And so she starts playing it, and the video starts playing, and I go up to her, and I'm like, you can't see me. So I go up to her, and I'm just like, push my button. And then she pushes my button, and then I just go, boo, 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 ba, 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 ba. Push my button. On the couch, I look over to her, and I'm just like, when am I gonna sing the song? And she was like, you just sang the song. And I was like, no, I did not sing that song. What gives you any indication that I sang the Chiquita Banana song? And then she goes like, okay, it wasn't word for word. I'm like, what fucking words? But it makes sense because like people like inflate memories based on like the importance that it has to them, so it makes sense that you remember things like that. But what I liked is that the way the human mind works is that in her mind, like, I went up to her just like, push my button, and she was like, what? And I was like, just do it, just see what happens. Just do it. And then she does it, and this kid who like is just learning to like vocalize words is like, the Chiquita Banana. So many great things under the peel. They've got vitamins and minerals in every bite. Best of all the tasty lights. Cha 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 cha! Chiquitas are delicious and they're very nutritious. That's all I'm gonna do. So, to end off this evening. Oh, also, I've been sitting at a piano this entire time, and so to end off this evening, I'm going to be singing you a lullaby, and it's a lullaby that I wrote recently that I improvised to someone that I love, who, while I was trying to fall asleep, was having a hard time quieting down. So if you ever find yourself with someone you love needing to sing a lullaby, which will quiet them down, I trust you will use this song. Now is the time that we close our mouths. If you have thoughts, don't say them out loud. For now is the time we shut up and start to dream. There's a beautiful world that awaits us,
But if you keep talking, it will not take us. So be quiet now, or I will scream. Now it is time that we go to sleep. Don't let your lips say another P. So go the fuck to sleep.
He is going for Paul Mooney, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't have said it better myself, and frankly, I don't want to bring the energy too high because some of you might want to just go to sleep right now. And so I'm just going to say thank you all for being here. We've got our next House Comics show. That's going to be on April 14th. Come join us for that. You can see some people next week in this very same spot, same day, Wednesday at 8 at the Lit Universe show. But thanks so much for coming. I was a lot of fun. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I was kind of fun, but everyone else was very fun. And you all were amazing. Good night. We're going to start kicking you out of the Zoom now.
And Chocolate plays the drums.
We call that the kiss off.
Sorry for getting your drop. I'm sorry for prematurely dropping your drop.
That's fine.
It was again the trickery of the Mac like play pause button, which I loaded it up in the Gmail.
Hold on 1 second. Guys, good night. Paul, Aaron, Donnie.
Oh, you're leaving?
Oh, yeah.
Take care, guys. Good seeing you.
Bye.
I've not been viewing Galaxy.
Adios.
Oh my God. Alyssa.
Andy, wake up.
Bye.
I think I accidentally just reported somebody. I didn't report them. I removed them, and it said, "Oh, here."
Don't worry
still,
about it.
Paul, how do I get you out of here?
Whoa, hang up.
Paul probably.
He might be frozen. He wasn't moving.
Paul was definitely like working, was writing emails, and had us muted in the background.
I respect it. Kept his camera the whole time.
Alyssa works with me. She's like way above me, but like and I'm like, oh my God.
Wait a second. You're the Alyssa connection? Tiffany? Tiffany.
Yes.
You're the connection?
Yes.
He texted me. Chatted privately to me. Are you the Dave Rosenthal from the Juvenile Justice Advisory Group?
Mm-hmm.
And I text since the Barry administration. And so I don't know who she is, but apparently she knows both of us.
Oh wow. Yeah, she's a lawyer in my division, and she's really funny. And she's like, "Oh my God, you're hilarious." I'm like, "I do comedy." She's funny at meetings, and like everyone, I'm trying to laugh, and I mean, like, because I laugh, she laughs, nobody else laughs. She's the only person I can tolerate at work, and I'm like, I do stand up. She's like, "Oh my God, please, can I go to your show?"
You know why I don't know who she is? Because I have a terrible memory for a shitty memory for names.
She's like, I think I know him.
Randy Newman, Paul.
I know. What a specific call out.
Yeah,
really
that
want
was
it to be
hilarious.
The dog. I
was
really
like,
wanted it to be a dog song.
We'll have to see. Like this is coming out as my piano skills are developing. So like this is just the.
Oh, we're in an arms race to develop our piano skills. I'm in the same boat.
I took 12 years of piano lessons as a kid. Mm-hmm.
Well, you're probably better than us then.
I hated
everyone else study up. We're gonna turn into a piano group, which is the same as a stand-up group. It's not a thing. Anyway, let us pass the compliment, and it'll go Dave to Caroline to Max to Paul to Tiffany to Simone. Back to Dave.
Caroline, I just love all of your new stuff, and I love the way you're putting it all together. Was it evangelical? What was you had a line about evangelical or something? It just
like when I'm scared, I'm an evangelical Christian.
I'm an evangelical Christian. The whole thing about the ghost, I just love. It's coming together beautifully, and I love the way you're delivering it.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Good.
I have Max. Max, I love the I'm gonna be gay and 30. Like you're not gay right now. I don't know. My friend was like, he's gonna be gay. Like it's gonna be May. Or like me. Anyways, we thought it was really, really funny. I love the puns as usual. I was gonna say one other thing and it's escaping from my mind. It's gonna really bother me.
Oh.
I mean, you did a great job. Yes. I'm sorry. I'll come back to it, but I'm not taking it.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm sorry, guys, but no, it was a great set.
Thanks. All right. I'm talking to Paul.
Yep.
I don't know, Paul. This was iffy tonight. No, that was really awesome. Any more multimedia stuff you can do with like the with your piano was amazing. I actually just out of personal curiosity want to know who that "Go the Fuck to Sleep" song was for.
Oh, it was just I sung it to Sage. It's like a thing where like we'll like make up like rude songs to sing to each other, and so
Okay.
and she was like, and she said like the part of the joke was like we were going to sleep, we stopped talking, and then like 30 seconds later she said one thing, and then I kept us up for like another minute. Like now is the time that we close our mouths.
That's
Like,
wonderful.
Oh, I'd have killed you.
it was such a
That's
massive.
amazing. Thank you so much. That brightened my evening and made me ready for bed.
Thank you, and I'm talking to Tiffany, right?
Uh-oh.
What? Tiffany, I do not understand. I was like, if anyone gonna send me music, and you're like, I want the TikTok bass boosted version of
I
somebody.
love that fucking song. I listen to it when I walk in the morning, when I wash the dishes. It just motivates me.
Okay, sure.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. No, I liked the space travel bit tonight. I also, yeah, I mean, like, I was like, I had a backup bit ready because I was like, oh shit, you're also gonna talk about the British monarchy. Like, I was like worried that you're gonna burn the whole ground, but also like like, I don't know. I think it says something about comedians if you're able to take two people are able to make the same joke about a topical bit there's not that much to say about, and like it's not redundant. I like that you brought your own side to it, and that's totally not the way that I would have brought it. So even just in that little microcosm of a joke is that you're like, you had like, what color will the baby's skin will be? And I was like, yeah, I wasn't gonna touch that. Like I wasn't gonna like make a joke about that, but you like had your own. And
What else was I gonna say? I mean, I'm black. What else is the baby?
I'm saying I like that. I was like, I hope Tiffany, I hope the ground isn't scorched before I talk about it. And then I was like, oh, now after my joke, there's literally nothing else to talk about because we got the two parts that you can really make a joke about very well. And I was like, wow, good tag team.
Oh no, there's plenty to talk about with these
Yeah.
inbred weirdos.
There's been some good memes about
Oh, and by the way, that picture of I'm sorry to circle back to you. That picture of avocado, the one on the end, her eyes was like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't seen that one. Yeah, it's funny because like that one's a new one, obviously, because like avocados are new and cool, but you know, they're keeping them up. Yeah.
I was like, avocado, are you okay?
Yeah. Mm.
You have Simone.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm talking to Simone.
Yeah.
You are always good when you talk about your family. I feel the bitterness. You know, it's deep and spicy. I can feel it. You know, I love hearing you talk about your family, and it feels like you're tightening up that set. You know what I mean? Like you're practicing it good, and you did good tonight. And it's so bitter. I love it. I love it. I want to meet your family now. When can we meet?
You know, get your vaccine and head up to Michigan.
I gotta go to Michigan. Oh, never mind.
Fair, I guess. Dave, I think you did a really great job of using your little, Hollywood Square tonight, which I don't think I've seen you do in rehearsal to the same extent as what you did tonight. So I think that was cool. It brought a different element because I've seen you do that set a couple times now. it was fun to watch you interact with Susan. So way to do the digital crowd work as best we can. I always think that that's adventurous because you never know what's going to happen when you do something like that. So, and it worked out. It was a fun little moment. So yeah, good job, Dave.
That's good. Oh, one thing I wanted to tell Caroline, it'd been a couple of weeks since I saw you. After the routine that you did about your vibrator running out of batteries, I was on a Zoom with those two brothers who come and watch. And my brother said he needed to get his car battery changed. And I said, you know, they have these places called Battery Plus here. And the thing about Battery Plus is you drive into the Battery Plus, and unlike Sears or those other places, they actually keep your engine on. And then they exchange the battery with your engine on, so you don't move like your radio and stuff like that. And my brother wondered whether if you were in the backseat of the car while they were changing the battery in the front in the car, whether they would do your batteries also. So I just
It doesn't work that way.
I would pass that along.
So is it like I have it on and I try to like replug it in? I don't know. I got a new one. You can let them know I'm okay.
Mine charges up with a USB cable, so
Yeah,
hey.
mine does too. That's why I was like, it's not a battery thing. It's like
Well,
it's
change your oil too, Carolyn, you know.
Change your oil.
But, Max, I was also gonna say gay Medicare. 65 in gay years. I don't know about
Pretty
that.
much.
You know, I'll take your word for it.
I think that was I was totally off the rails, which you know sometimes I am. Sometimes Julian's going through some things.
Is it because you cut your hair and you're like Samson?
No, I feel great about the hair cutting. It's just everything else in my life. But we don't need to worry about that right now.
Jesus Christ. Are you okay?
I'll be fine.
Are you Michelle Kwan? Do we need to check?
You know, it's always good to check on your friends.
We
but
love you, Julian. I'm gonna send you an edible arrangement.
you don't have to do that.
No, it's edibles. You need some.
Thank you. But I was gonna say, I think that was everyone had like very nice, like well-rounded sets, beginning, middle, and end, and all that. There were a couple light runners. I think it was fine. I think like the show was a little longer, but that's okay. It's you were the most egregious, Max. It's okay.
J'accuse, Max.
Terrible light runner before, but you weren't the only one, Max. I can't remember who else it was. It was like half of you. It was not Carol. Caroline had plenty of time back to the room.
Don't look at
I don't
me.
know who it was. Okay, I can't remember. It doesn't matter. It's just I'll be better about making sure that you all see the light. But
I honestly couldn't see the light. I was trying to like run the math in my head as I was going, and I don't think I did a good job.
I'll work that out next week. But I think I would rather have had that show as it was, and then trade the light for the goodness of the sets. But any thoughts or additions, Will?
No, I thought it was great. I thought, I think people chiming in when they wanted to laugh, I thought that worked well. I heard, like, as opposed to last time, I heard everybody's sets really clearly. And I thought, I don't know how you feel, but I feel like you don't have the pressure of waiting for something. So it felt like everybody was like maybe a little more relaxed, but you know, how do you feel?
Who, me? I feel awesome.
You were saying you didn't have any joy at rehearsal last weekend, so good. I just want to point that out. We're talking about success and joy. Joy is good, but you all had success tonight, I think. Also,
I need to wash this makeup off my face.
Hey.
It looks great.
Thank you. I mean, shit, I haven't really put on makeup in so long.
Yeah, I understand the feeling of wanting to just get it off though.
Mm-hmm. But now it needs to come off.
I don't find this as interesting as the eyelash discussion last Sunday. I thought that was much more.
I could not figure out these magnetic lashes to save my life. I was gonna put on lashes. I just need to go back and get some glue ones because
Yeah, the
Fuck
magnetic ones seem next level.
Yeah, I bought some and I'm like, you know what? It's 7:45. Fuck this. So I'm gonna get.
Related note, my mother-in-law has the like eyeliner tattoo. So she has
Yeah.
permanent eyeliner.
She did tattoo. Oh, that's hardcore. Oh no, I can't do that. I just got regular ones. So
Guys, I actually have to hop off.
Yeah.
But I'm okay.
Take care.
Don't worry about me.
see you Sunday, right?
Yeah, see you Sunday.
All right, see you guys Sunday.
Well,
Bye, everybody.
If we need to talk about anything.
Can I talk to you? Oh,
Yeah.
Bye.
Everyone get.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
did I say anything wrong?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. All right.
What do you think? It was like, how am I?
Well, I mean, like, I'm just self-conscious because, like, I didn't know that I'd be doing, like, I don't know really what my role is in this scenario because, like, I don't know, like, it, like,
I don't
like,
think I sorry if I threw that to you without you expecting.
no, I just like, I hate, I don't know, oh yeah, go ahead. I'm totally projecting a bunch, but I'm just like, it's sort of a weird scenario where it's like I don't want to feel like I'm just like this person coming in to judge the comics or something.
I mean, like, I'm very open with them, and I reference how weird it is all the time, and so frankly, I wouldn't have asked you about it if I didn't think your opinion was valuable. But yeah, no, don't. I will be conscious, but yeah, you didn't say any of, I think you said only great things, and but we can also better communicate, or I can better communicate whether, if I'm going to like throw to you for anything.
Yeah, I just, no, you're fine. I mean, like, I'm just like, I was feeling self-conscious throughout the whole thing because I'm sort of like I don't know. It's just like also just anxious in general. Like, I don't know, like, should I get to know the comedian? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I didn't know like, they want, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm intruding on a community that's already established, and like, here's this new person, and like, what?
I think I totally, I think it's, I understand anxiety plenty and have the same, but yeah, I think it's better to have that instinct than to be like, I belong here and everything I say goes. So, but no, I think you're great, and that's a good, that it's great to have outside perspective, and that I think yours is a good outside perspective to have. But yeah, no, you didn't, you said only good things, but I will let you know. And I have to go right now because I told you. But I'm always down to talk about stuff like this if you want to talk through it more or whatever, because there's a lot of confusion about stuff.
Yeah, that'd be great. I love that.
Cool. Okay. Talk to you later.
Right. Cool, man.
Bye.
Bye.